This is Coach of Unmasked. I'm Aston Hawthorne with Golden Tree Publishing. You can find us on Instagram at Golden Tree Publishing, Facebook, Golden Tree Publishing, and you can find us on YouTube and this podcast on YouTube at Golden Tree TV. Ray, you want to introduce yourself real quick?
What's going on, everybody? My name is Raymond Youngblood, a.k.a. Ray's Arts. I am a digital freelance illustrator. You can find my stuff on Instagram at Ray's Arts, RAIZ_ARTS.
What's going on? This is Chris, a.k.a. Newman. Chris Newman is the full name. You can find me on Instagram. I am inspiring artist, inspiring scriptwriter, and inspiring children's book, writer. So doing a lot of inspirational things over here. Just happy to be here to share my word.
Word.
Hey,
right.
how do we come on here starting to sound like an R&B star and then end it sounding like a pastor? What's up with that?
Oh man, I can. I'm an inspiring voice actor too now.
I see. Man. So what's up?
So yeah, what's going on? You guys see anything new since the last time we talked? What's that?
Yeah. Because of last time, and I was told, how short of a deadline I had to finish this comic. I've actually been watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, while I've been quarantining myself. And by quarantining, I just mean drawing. Like, I'm not actually sick or anything. Some of the best animation that I've seen all year. Wow. I was definitely not a fan of the Turtles redesign look, but man, that's a good show. That's a really good show. Like, check it out.
Which one is it called?
Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's the new Nickelodeon show. Man, there was this fight. So I'm not gonna lie, they did Splinter dirty. Like, he's a fat rat now, and I don't understand why. But man, he's a fat rat that can fight his ass off. Yo, it was like one of the best fight sequences I've seen for like all year. I'm telling you. I don't know if it's because of COVID or what, but man, it was beautiful. Like, their season finale for season 1 and the introduction of the Shredder. Yo, great stuff. Really, really good stuff. Like, I feel like, I feel like saying that Shredder eventually shows up isn't a spoiler, because like it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles show. Like, what do you expect, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's what's up.
No, man.
I haven't watched anything new. I watched like the new Robin Hood movie with Jamie Foxx. How
was that? I didn't really want to see it. It looked like it wasn't going to be no good.
I didn't either, man. It sounded like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle just raced past somebody, though.
Yeah.
But it's one of those movies I call them Sunday movies, where it's just something to throw on. I would not suggest it. There's some things that you could go and talk about deep without, saying within. The artistic things, the more values and morals of stuff. Yeah, you can go and discuss that. But honestly, I watched all 3 of those new Planet of the Apes. And then I was going to try to watch the older Planet of the Apes, that Mark Wahlberg one. I really don't. That was just something they threw on. But, man, I just really enjoy those movies for whatever reason. I can't tell you.
Right. I like that
enjoy those.
one. I thought the second one was crazy. The second of the 3 was the best one.
Yeah.
I agree. The
third one was kind of weird. But yeah, the second one was definitely dope. So yeah, that's all I've been doing was just revisiting movies I haven't seen in a while, and I wanted to see like, I guess that started from our last conversation. We were just talking about what I'm saying, different things, and I was just like, man, let me check out some stuff I haven't seen in a while. So yeah, that's it. Nothing new.
Cool.
What about you, man?
I ain't really seen nothing new, but I've been playing this Ghost of Tsushima for the PS4.
Is it worth it?
You know what? I give it like an 8.3.
Okay.
If I had to explain like kind of what it is, it's like the Spider-Man game. It's kind of that format, open world. Right? So, that Spider-Man game was sick. But of course there's a lot more action because it's a sword fighting game. But like I said, I give it an 8.3, but I'll say like I can't stop playing it. Like, I can't stop playing it. So like, I don't know if it'd be a classic, but it's definitely a good game. It's probably worth it, but you could probably wait till they knock $20 off it. You know what I mean?
I always do that.
But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. And I guess the only other thing though is that I just found out that Marvel bought the rights to Alien and Predator, the comics.
What?
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know how I feel about that because I got a ton of those comics. Like I got them. I read them. I'm like a reader of those. And Dark Horse really did a good job with it.
Right.
So I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't want them to Disney like I can see Marvel doing a good job with the Predator because like they could kind of do like the anti-hero type of thing with the Predator series. But I don't know how they're going to be able to do the aliens because like Dark Horse kept it pretty gritty with the alien stuff. And then with the Predator stuff, they always went back and forth. Like the Predator could be an anti-hero in one and then he could be like in the movies just hunting people for sport in like another comic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't see Marvel just having people getting like, net gunned to death. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know how I feel about that, but I guess they're just buying everything up right now. So we'll see what they do with it, but I hope they don't ruin it for sure.
Is Marvel becoming the Amazon of the comic world?
I mean,
everything.
I mean, it makes sense, right? Because I think Alien and Predator are Fox properties, and they bought Fox. So like, they probably just consolidating all their rights for all their properties back to under Disney. But that was the only news. That was like one of the big news that I've heard this week. And I'm interested to see what they come up with. I would encourage people to go back and read some of those things, even the old ones, man. Even like the old ones from like the 90s are good. Like
those are the ones I was hit to. Yeah, I even bought those toys. I still probably have them.
Right. Yeah. So like even the old ones, and then the new ones, like the newer comics, they like. Did any of y'all see that movie Prometheus?
Yep.
Yes.
So like a lot of people was like mad at that movie, but I felt like the comics. I thought the movie was good, but I just felt like it didn't really fit in the world of aliens like that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? That's a whole separate thing. I felt like if they just made it its own movie and didn't tie it to that world, it would have been like a 9. But when they tied it to the world, it was like a 7.5 to me. But they took the engineers from that movie Prometheus and the comic books, like they made them way better. Like they just like they wrote them better and like kind of made them like just in general just better. Like how they play into the alien world and stuff in the comics is way better than than what they had done like for the movies and stuff. So But yeah, I mean that's it. That's I guess that's my only news. I'll be buying probably the first joints that they come out with, because I will say that Marvel, when they also took Conan, and they did a good job with Conan so far from the ones I've been reading. So maybe they will prove me wrong with that.
They're gonna Disney it up.
Yeah, they're gonna Mickey Mouse in there.
I don't know. I think like the mouse is starting to become, like, although obviously it's family friendly, but I do think that like they're opening themselves up to more darker things. Like they're what you call it, Marvel owns Disney owns Marvel, and Marvel's making that Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I don't think that that's going to be like your family friendly, take your 5-year-old to go see this new Doctor Strange movie. I think. And so, I do think that Disney knows that there's a market in young adults and older adults as well. And so I know that family friendly definitely is what they're known for, but I believe that they're kind of setting up a situation to be able to expand beyond that. Now, I don't think it's going to be like gun, sex, and violence every scene from here on out, but I'm interested to see what they do. I will agree with you. I definitely agree that, they might do Predator a little bit better than they'll do Alien, but either way, I'll watch both those movies or TV shows, however they decide to do it.
I would say that's the good thing about comics is it can be as gritty or as off the wall as you want it to be, because it's only in between those pages until, they put it on screen. So if they come in and mix up with what's in between pages is what people really like, they can really kill their audience and those persons who were really into there. So I don't think they will go that route with, I don't know how much they paid for it, but I mean, I'm pretty sure they did their research and they just want that money where it's just, and like you said, control of the Fox thing, so they can put movies out so they can get the money, and then probably let whatever they do in the comics, they're going to do in the comics,
Right.
So probably don't have their hand in there as much. That's just my business mind of thinking about things, but you never know. Just
plus, does Disney still own Miramax? Do y'all know?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I know that they own Miramax for a little while, and Miramax definitely has some raunchier movies. I'm actually curious.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure. You see.
Well,
I'm trying to look it up.
Yeah.
It says, it was purchased in 1993.
But
Miramax left in 2005. So Viacom owns them.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. Like, you almost don't even know what all Disney owns anymore. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I was watching this other podcast. And they were essentially saying that, like, it's going to basically, like, narrow down to maybe 5 big production studios. Disney, Warner Brothers, and I can't remember what the other ones they said were. But it just didn't make sense, that Disney's trying to get ownership of as many properties as they possibly can.
Right.
For that reason alone.
I mean, yeah, I guess part of it too, though, is like, if they do like mess it up, I feel like the more stuff, like I said, like everything's kind of getting umbrellaed under like the bigger studios and bigger companies are just buying up a lot of properties. Like in one way, it's like bad because it's like can they like, you know, do justice to certain things, but at the same time, it's like that. I feel like a lot of times that creates room because if they ruin it, then that creates room for somebody else to do something that people are looking for that they ruin. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Yeah, that's a really good way to look at it.
Right? It's like, I don't know, but yeah.
So how'd you? I mean,
go ahead.
Go ahead. My fault. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead. I lost my thought now.
I was just gonna say, how did you like the Predator movies? Like, you know, we could go back from the original Arnold to the last one with Adrian, but I liked it when I first saw them, the Alien vs. Predators, but it's not something that I can go back and watch over and over. I think Requiem was decent, but
yeah,
I was just a fan, but I've just been expecting more and more and better. I don't know.
Nah, they ruined the Predator to me, but 1 and 2 are the best.
Yeah, they did.
1 and 2 are the best, and then I like Requiem. People hated that. People hate that movie, Requiem. Like
I like
but
that.
I thought that's my third favorite because I feel like they did the Predator justice in that one. Like he was a real badass, like just taking everybody out, like one man army style. You know what I mean? Whereas the first, like, you know, the first AVP, I felt like they made the Predators too weak. Like they was just getting laid out. They were soft. And then like then they just kind of jumped the shark with like Blood Wars and body modifications and like I'm like, yo, what are y'all doing, man? Like, yo, that's not even what this franchise is about, right? It's about basically somebody hunting somebody for sport. Y'all took it to another level.
And that's how it should be portrayed,
Right. So
wait a second. Madison, you didn't like the latest Predator movie? Where they were where it was Halloween and the Predator could just be out? You didn't like that?
Oh, was that Predators?
That was the one, yeah.
No, that movie was absolute garbage. Yeah. there were no redeeming qualities about that film. None.
Yeah, I don't know. Like they should have just like took it back to like the one dude versus the Predator kind of thing. Like
right.
Like I don't know. Like I said, like Predator 1 and 2 are probably still the best ones. Like they're basically the same movie, but with a different main character in a different setting. Like one's in the
but that works.
One's in the city, exactly, and it works. Then they try to take it to a whole nother level. Like I don't know, but yeah.
They lost the essence of what the Predator is. He's a hunting
right.
alien. Like, yeah, man. I don't know. Hopefully somebody comes on and.
But see, like sometimes I feel like the damage is done, right? Like now, like the next person that tries to do it, like people are already gonna have like bad expectations, and it's like you can't forget how trash some of those movies were. So like even if they try to like reboot or like something like that, like it's just like it'll always be in your mind that they made AVP and they made Predators and like you know what I mean? Like it's tough, like it's hard. Like, I wouldn't want that assignment. Even if they was like, yo, we want to hire you to write the next Predator, I'd be like, damn, like, y'all should have told me this before y'all made all them other movies, because then I would have did it. But now, like, it's an impossible task, I think, to please anybody, because y'all messed it up so bad.
I feel it. You know what? I went back and watched, though. I went back and watched that Andrew Garfield, the Amazing Spider-Man, and then the second one. And I was like, I like these better than the first one made. But then I just don't like his character. He was a little arrogant, like Spider-Man, and it was just something about it. I was just like, I couldn't rock with it because
you know, like my thoughts with the whole Andrew Garfield thing. I think he was a great Spider-Man. He was a terrible Peter Parker.
I feel like he looked like Spider-Man, and
Peter Parker.
Right?
Yeah.
He had the look, but it just wasn't a great role for him. I mean, those movies
portrayal of Peter
bad though. They weren't like bad movies, but they just were like okay, whatever.
No, like actually, I meant exactly that though. Like I thought he was a good Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man's quippy and arrogant and like a little foolhardy. But that personality isn't supposed to bleed into his Peter Parker persona. You know, like I always say dang, what's his name? Who's Batman? The latest one.
I know you're talking about
Rob Patterson.
Ben Patterson?
No, not him. Ben. What's his last name? Yeah, why could I think of it? It's because I'm 30, man. I'm starting to get that 30-year-old dementia. It's starting to creep in a little bit. But Ben Affleck, I thought was a really cool Bruce Wayne. I don't think that he was a good Batman. And like, you know, a lot of times, like, we really have to watch who we're getting to be put in these roles, and also who we're having directing, because if you have a vision of, oh, well, Batman and Bruce Wayne are the same person, or Peter Parker and Spider-Man are the same person, they're not. They're two separate characters. That costume makes a major difference. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's what I love about Tom Holland. I think that he really does embrace the role of both Peter and Spider-Man really well. He's a dorky teenager when he's himself, and then when he puts on that suit, he has a boost of confidence, but he's still a little dorky with his one-liners and stuff too. So it works.
Yeah, I get it. So that goes to the director having really have a foot in understanding the comics. Maybe they don't.
Maybe. I don't know that for sure one way or another, but I definitely will say that sometimes that it can be evidently shown that they don't know as much about the comics as you'd like for them to.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah, I didn't even switch it off the topics. It was just, again, you know, us revisiting the past and them redoing things. Because I heard that dude Seth Rogen is about to redo a Ninja Turtles.
Really?
That's interesting. I didn't hear that.
That's what I heard from a source. I'm not saying the source is in Hollywood, but I'm just saying that's what I heard. So, and you know, that's something we're gonna talk about in the future. But it's just certain people, will they get the essence of what the beginning comics were, what the beginning movie were, was? Can they get back to that? Because that's going to really, I guess, make it last longer. What is it? Test the times, what they say.
Yeah.
So, or stand the test of times. I'm just ad-libbing, making up stuff. Don't got to check me, man. I'm even older than you, right?
Yeah, stand the test of time. That's the saying.
Hey, it's a saying that you just did a little remix, that's all. Yeah. Sugar Hill Gang remix.
Right. I know who they are. Because I'm old. Man.
Oh, man. But I'm going to tell you something I'm looking forward to. I know we talked about comics and all that. I just heard that Peter Laird, whoever did Ninja Turtles, because I know that's kind of the repeating theme, is he's doing a new comic called The Last Ronin, and that's coming out in September. And I've been watching, like, you know, saying YouTube videos, clips of people talking about it. I've looked it up. I'm actually going to pre-order it. I've been waiting. I'm like, did I pre-order it? Nah, I'll pick it up. I'm like, wait. There's no comic book stores open yet, But I'm going to pre-order it, and it's basically, you know, just a real quick cat. It's only one surviving Ninja Turtle. No one knows whose it is, and everyone has their theories. But he has all the weapons of the other turtles, and it looks like I said, Peter, I can't say his name, Lord, whatever, who created it with Eastman. He did this, so it has that grittiness of the first Ninja Turtle comics that were like in black and white. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to invest some time into that.
Yeah,
Who do you think the turtle is?
What's that?
Who do you think the last one is?
Probably Raph.
Man, I don't know.
He'd be the last one. That's what I'm going for. If they gonna
You
be
said
killing
Raphael?
turtles, dog. Yeah, if they gonna be killing turtles, Raphael will be the one who's not getting killed.
That was my first instinct is Raphael, because he ain't putting up with nothing.
Yeah.
So he's a survivor. He seems like he's more of a survivor.
I disagree,
like I said, I heard so many different theories that I don't have one of my own. I'm just anxious for it to come out.
Yeah, I disagree. I'm telling y'all, it's Mikey. It's gotta be Mikey.
That's what I feel like. That's the easy one, right? Because they like Mikey's always joking. Now they can make him serious.
Right.
I feel like that's a layup.
Exactly.
That's a layup. That's why I don't think he did it that way. Because I feel like people would be like, oh, it's Mikey. I feel like that's why he didn't do it, because he feel like people are gonna be like, oh, that's Mikey getting serious. He already knows that's what people are thinking. So.
Yeah, but Mikey was only made goofy. Mikey was only made goofy because of the TV show.
Raph or Leo, right? Because they would have Leo going against all types of codes and stuff that he has for himself. I feel like it'd be one of those two.
That's possible. I feel like Raph is a little bit too easy too, though. But Leo, I could live with Leo. If it's anybody other than Leo or Mikey, I don't believe it.
Man.
It's the original guy writing it. So, you know, he ain't had none of that goofy stuff in there. So the characters that were on the TV shows and the movies, that's different from when he was originally writing it. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. But there ain't been a comic. I can't hold y'all. There's not been a comic that I've been looking forward to since those Predator aliens back in the 90s. And then, like, the death of Superman was a big one. I can't think of another big comic.
Yeah. I guess that's a good moment to just kind of segue into what we was talking about, is like just the different genres of comics that's out there. Like, basically everything we talked about don't got nothing to do with superheroes. You know what I mean? like when people think about comic books, I feel like, especially like in America, they just think like, you know, Marvel, DC, right? That's like, people think like comic books. And I think that's why a lot of people too think like, oh, comic books is more for kids, right? Like they think like, oh, it's for kids or for like nerds or something like that. But there's like all types of like genres out there. If you like horror movies, they got horror comics. You know what I mean? Like if you like horror movies, if you like Alien, go read some of them Alien comics. Like if you wish they made other Alien movies, just read the comics. I mean, obviously it's not going to be as scary because, you know, there's no music, there's no score to it, and like things aren't going to pop out on the page or something and make you jump. But there's some really good suspense, like, right in a lot of those. And there's so many of them Alien and like Predator comics, because they've been making them since the 90s, since the 80s, that you can just like keep going back. But like that's one of the things that I guess that's the thing I wanted to talk about today, is just like those different genres. Like Ray, like, do you even really read like Marvel type stuff at all?
No, I don't read a lot of Marvel. I do read some DC. Earlier in the summer, I was reading Super Sons, just because I wanted to see what the dynamic between Damian and what is Clark's son's name? Jonathan. I wanted to see what their dynamic was like. And I read Teen Titans, A World Without Grown-Ups. That was a lot of fun. But no, you're right. For the most part, I do read manga every week, actually. And I have a huge library. You saw my office. I have a huge library of manga. And I actually just bought a second bookshelf, so I'm really excited to kind of just grow that one as well.
Right. And I think... Go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, that's the thing too. I guess like with manga, like they I mean, for one, they don't really do necessarily the superhero thing like that. But like they break their comics down in the genre. Right? So like you know what I mean? Like they got shonen and they got yao and they got shouju and all these different like, you know, basically like this one's for these are comics that for like young men. These are comics for young women. These are comics for gay people or involving gay people. These are comics, like, you know what I mean? Like they break everything down. This is a comic for horror. This is like, whereas in America it's like it's hard for people to kind of figure out that there's different type of comics out there because everything's just comics. And if you go to the store,
right.
like the horror comic is shelved in between, depending on how if they're doing alphabetical order or if they're going by author. It's like right between the Spider-Man and the Batman. You know what I mean? Like it's not really like, it's not like you go in to the store and it's like, this is the horror section. You know what I mean? Like this is the ninja section, and this is the slice of life teen drama section. Like, but there's all those type of comics out there for people like to read. Like if you're looking to get into comics, especially now, I feel like, man, because I mean, none of the studios want to release their movies because they're not going to get that box office money. So everybody's holding on to stuff. But you know, if you're looking for like, you know, if you're an action person, you know, they got the action comics where it's like a lot of guns and stuff. It's not, you know, like it's like you can whatever movie you waiting on, you could probably find a comic that's on that same note. It doesn't matter what it is. You want a comic about a chef going to chef school. It's out there. You know what I mean?
Right. There's a manga called Food Wars in case you guys are really looking for that.
Yeah, it's nuts.
But
I mean, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, so many movies too that were based on comics that are not just the Marvels, the Batmans, you know, like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Tron, what is Dr. No, you know, so many different. I think American Splendor was as well. I'm not sure, but you know, even dry movies, I call them, but with a suspense, I don't know what they are. But you know, not everything is the action hero comics that were adapted to movies. So
right. Even like
I mean, Walking Dead, TV shows now. The majority that I see were once comics.
And that's why I feel like Walking Dead's like the one thing that people know is a comic that's not like superheroes. It's like the one thing they know. It's like the only comic people really know. That's like, oh, okay, this isn't superheroes. This is horror, zombie stuff. But then they don't really like it. And the crazy thing is how many people love the show but would never read a comic. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Like,
right.
You know, like if you like the Walking Dead show, then you should probably be reading comic books because there's gonna be a lot of stuff that you like if you like that. I mean, especially like when they're pulling basically the story verbatim for a lot of, you know, they switch some things up, but like they basically are pulling the story from the comic and then just turn it into a TV show. Then, you know, you might as well read the comic at that point, even though he finally ended it. I stopped watching that show though. I don't know. I think I was like 2 years ago I stopped watching it. I already know what happened in the comics and stuff, but the show it just kind of like I feel like it wasn't their fault either. I know I'm going off on a tangent, but I feel like all the actors kept leaving. Like they just didn't want to work on the show no more. So like they kind of forced the writers' hands, I think, because like everybody was just like, you know, thanks for making me famous. I'm out. I'm about to go get some more checks somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like I ain't mad, but it's like that's what I feel like that's one of the things that be happening on TV shows. Is like no names get like then you end up they just find themselves on the hottest TV show, and now they're getting all these offers. So then like after like 6 seasons, they're just like, all right, let me get out of here and get a bigger check.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. You can't fault them, but at the same time, if you were invested as a viewer, pick up the book or the comic. It's gonna be better. It's gonna give you a lot more. You ain't gotta wait for the next trailer or season, you know, however they tease it to you. So it's you'll get a lot more from the comic, basically.
Right.
Or the graphic novel, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's the thing too. It's like if you like people that are like hate the new Star Wars movies that came out, it's like, well then go back and just read some of the stuff that Dark Horse did for Star Wars and their comic books. Like that stuff is like killer. You know what I mean? Like I mentioned earlier, like Conan. The one thing that I'm waiting for, man, because this is gonna be interesting too, right? I guess for comic books, or I guess just in general for IP purposes, right? So like, Mickey Mouse is expiring as far as for IP, right? It's past the 95 years. And then Lord of the Rings, same thing. So like, depending on what happens with that, I'll probably be the first person to make a Lord of the Rings comic book. I'll be all over that. I know, like Amazon's doing the TV show that they haven't released, but like if it ever becomes public domain, which I mean nowadays that doesn't really happen. They find some weird like, you know, loophole to keep hold on to the rights. Like there's no way Disney's gonna let Mickey Mouse become public domain. Like the Steamboat Willie or whatever, the first name.
Oh man, the lawyer's been working on that for 50 years probably.
Yeah. So like there's probably like no way any of that's ever gonna happen. But if it did, I mean like that's what you see. Like that's why everybody can have Dracula and stuff on, make Dracula movies and comics and put Dracula in TV shows as public domain. Like all of that stuff. And there's a lot of stuff that we grew up with that was created long before we were born that's coming up for public domain. So like I'm surprised that there aren't a bunch of Lord of the Rings comic books out there. Like there really isn't. Everything is just either like the novelized version of the stories, things like that, and then I guess there's the TV show that Amazon's supposed to be coming out with, but seeing as it's been like 4 or 3 years they've been working on it and there ain't been one episode, I wonder if it's gonna be any good now. Seeing that they said they do
people
like
probably my fault. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they said they do like $250 million at the first season. So I
you
mean
serious?
Amazon, yeah. I mean it's Amazon, they got unlimited money.
Right.
You know, but part of it is too, like, I think they decided to do that. That was like, cause, what do you call it? Game of Thrones was so hot. You know, now that's over and there's been so much delay on it. And, you know, this is the whole streaming wars thing. So like this was supposed to be like their big thing, but now who knows?
Yeah. And I'm wondering if people are afraid to mess with the purity of those, the storylines and things of that sort, you know?
Nope.
You don't think?
Heck no, man. I think that there are a lot of people kind of like chomping at the bit to be able to put the creative spin on things. And I'd be excited for that. Like there definitely are, you know, purists out there, but I really do believe that there's a lot of people that subscribe to the camp of, well, I can do this and I can do this better. Just watch. As well.
I feel you.
Oh yeah. It's definitely those people. It's like, I mean, you know, I don't know. It'd be hard to do something better than something that's already existed. You could just add on to it, really, right? Like, I mean,
right.
But but that's like so like I mean that's something that like I said people can look into. They got sword and sorcery comics, they got action, they got whatever you're looking for, man. You looking for a comic about an office worker. Somebody submitted something to that Tezuka contest called The Way of the Salaryman.
Yeah, I saw that.
But like, yeah, I mean, you could find comics of all types. I don't make any superhero stuff, so like it's like, I mean, Ray, yours is not really superhero stuff either. Like it's not. It's probably more non-superhero stuff out there than there is superhero stuff. It's just that the superhero stuff, especially for America, captures so much of the market share as far as like just the sales numbers that it seems like there's more of it out there. But it's just like, but it's all Superman. It's all Batman, Spider-Man. It's all like the same stuff. They just sell a ton of it. So it just captures the revenue part of the market share. But there's probably way more non-superhero comics out there in totality if you're looking for them. If you said you didn't get into comics because superheroes aren't your thing or whatever, then there's other things, and there's things you can do in comics that you just can't do in movies and in books. That's one of the reasons why I encourage people to like read comics too, is like because it's like sometimes like people take a book and turn it into a movie and it doesn't work because like in a book is things that you can do that you can't do in a movie. Like in a book they can tell you exactly what a character's thinking, like in the narrative, and like, you know what I mean, give you all the emotion and stuff like that. And in a movie you can't do that, right? The actor kind of has to portray that, but something gets lost there. And like with comics, it's kind of the same thing, especially when it comes to like just like, especially anything like action oriented, like, you know, anything goes in comics when it comes to like action and like the ability to do things, or like you want to shoot a bullet that curves around the bend and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. Like you can draw that up in a comic in a way that it just fits with the world and everything. Sometimes in like a movie, it's like, oh, that's BS. You know what I mean? Like that would never work. Or like in a book, it's like they try to explain how like say some type of magic works, and it's like it's kind of lost on you. But in a comic, the artist can just draw it right out, and it's like no explanation needed.
Right. Yeah. I mean, to go on that, there's so much stuff, again, for the mature audience, like women who used to read those books with the half man, half horse, or whatever it was, on there, you know, whatever desire you have, there's a comic out there for you. Even stuff on literature, historical, mystery, music, military. The one I'm thinking of was a Creep Show. That was.
Oh yeah, Creep Show. Wow, I forgot about that.
That was. They turned that to a show now, an actual show. On I think Shudder. So, you know, they've been doing it for a while, but to actually pick up, I don't think I ever had a Creep Show comic. I think I was looking for them, but I never got one. Because, you know, we used to just collect the ones that, oh, this might be money, this might be money, this might be money. I ain't reading all of them, but I have a lot of collected. You know, so there's, however you want to, you know, maneuver in that world, you know, you can maneuver.
Yeah, and that's the thing about comics. Like, I kind of want to actually go on something that you said earlier, Madison, about how you might not be as scared reading a comic as you would seeing a movie. Man, if you sit in a room with just you and that book, and you put on some like scary music, like a scary score from another film, and just really just deeply immerse yourself, it's over. It's over. Like you can get that theater experience at home. and it broadens your imagination as well.
Yeah.
Which some of us, if we're still, like chilling at home, it may not be the best thing to broaden your imagination, to, deal with those things that go bump in the night. But, if that's your thing, man, you can definitely set that up for you as well. Like actually, go ahead, Newman.
No. I was about to joke about something. You good?
When I was younger, I actually used to read the Harry Potter books, and then I got spoiled and decided to just watch the movies. But you know what? I can honestly say that I had so much more fun engrossing myself in that world from the book than I ever did in the movies. The movies were easier. Mm-hmm. But man, there's something about like putting yourself in those worlds, and comics kind of give you that same ability. So if you haven't tried to read a comic book this year, try it.
Maybe.
Definitely.
I mean, that's about all I got, I guess, for today. Y'all got anything else y'all want to mention? Newman, you want to tell people where they can find you at? You got any shout outs or anything like that you want to give out there?
Shout out! I got my dudes and my brother's art gallery. They're starting to put a lot of their art on furniture and selling it that way. So check that out at Blank Canvas DLE. And then my guy Waking Dreams is at Waking Dreams Creations. These are all on Instagram. Check out some of their work, because like I said, they're starting to put that stuff on furniture, and it's looking legit. It's looking real nice. So, those are my shout outs right there. And you can find me on Instagram at Chris Newman 216. Again, inspiring to be some type of artistic creator in this world, books, movies, voiceovers, wherever I can. So I'll slide my introduction or my shout outs over to Ray.
All right. There's a guy, since we were talking more so American comics today, there's this guy, his name is Piccolo, Gabriel Piccolo. He's on Instagram _PICOLO. He's done a lot of really great Teen Titans work. And he's done the cover for the Teen Titans Beast Boy and Teen Titans Raven books that are written by Kami Garcia. Really, really cool creative art style. It kind of like blends the anime style that I love with the American superhero comic genre as well. So check him out, give him a follow, and buy one of his books if you get a chance. I think you'll be really surprised with the characterizations of everybody in those stories. And as far as I go, you can find me on Instagram at Ray's Arts, RAIG_ARTS.
Cool. And I guess I'll give a shout out to this dude, because I know we just talked a whole bunch about things that aren't superheroes, but I'm going to give a shout out to somebody who talks a lot about all comic books that are superheroes. And you can check him out on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel. It's called Dope Spill Comics, and he breaks down different characters' powers and stuff like that. And the way he does it is it's pretty tight. So you can check him out. It's DOPESPILL Comics on YouTube. And then again, you can catch us Golden Tree Publishing on Instagram. It's Golden Tree Publishing, and it's Golden Tree Publishing on Facebook, but it's Golden Tree TV on YouTube, and you can catch this podcast on YouTube as well as Podbean, Google Play, and iTunes. But that's it, man. Signing out.